So today we're in Brighton. We're doing the first review of a photographic project which we've just kicked off. We're looking at the progress we've made so far and reviewing the images that we've captured. We're looking at some initial design routes and how we might take the design direction for the first key product, and that first key product is going to be a photo book. The photo project is about capturing the essence of life at Wilton Park. Wilton Park has this really unique and fascinating photographic history. So dating back to the 50s, they took photos of all the events and all the people who were there. And we have these things called a golden book, these giant photo books, and they stretch back decade after decade, and they show everyone who came to an event, and often they sign them, some unbelievable historical figures and people who will go on to be incredibly important in the future too. And so we took the inspiration of that and we've applied it to our anniversary, and we sort of looked ahead and thought, well, how do we take that photographic heritage and legacy and build a project around it? And so what we're trying to do is reimagine that golden book for a more kind of contemporary age. So the photographic project is something we've commissioned with a photographer we work with called Graham Carlo, a designer called Chris Harrison, and we're exploring the kind of candid nature of what goes on at Wilton Park, and also the atmosphere and what makes it unique and special. This place that brings together people from around the world and provides them with a kind of safe, trusted space to deal with some of the biggest issues facing the world.
I'm looking for light before anything else. So I think that, and I think you see that in the work we've got and the work you've chosen. I mean, once you've got your skills as a photographer down, it's really about how you get to be involved in a situation without disturbing it, I think. So what's going on here and the way people are connecting is obviously something that can be broken up by your presence as a photographer. So I think you develop a skill of being in a close proximity to people without upsetting. Obviously people are aware of you being there, but the idea is to kind of meld into the background as much as possible. And hopefully I kind of manage that almost. So you're kind of embedded in a situation without bruising it. The first time I was asked to come and shoot anything here, it was a complete mystery to me that this place existed. Amazing what work goes on here, and although it's not secret, it's kind of tucked away and quiet and effective, and really, really kind of important. And so it's a kind of privilege to be involved in a place like this in any sense, really. So I hope that what we've done is tell the story of what it takes to make that space.
What are we doing today?
Well, we have been taking a first step towards the design and the content of the 80th anniversary book, which has gone really well. And we've collected together quite a lot of photographic content. But the purpose of this stage of the work was just to start to bring it all to shape, to kind of crystallise some of the content into a bit of a narrative. So yeah, we're starting to get together, as you can see behind me, a pretty clear picture of what life's like here in 2025. We want this book to feel like it's a landmark piece. So again, there's that kind of tension between, or the kind of distinction between something that feels maybe a little bit salesy, which we want to move away from, and towards something that feels a bit more, for want of a better word, confident, or just a little bit more of a presence, a bit more of an intrigue. We want people to kind of receive the book and be interested, to create a kind of a feel from the outside that you want to know what's going on inside, what does this all mean. It's a landmark anniversary. There's a little bit of the design language where we're kind of bringing together a series, or a very big archive of books that exist here at Wilton House, that have documented all of the conferences and the sessions over the years since the kind of mid 1940s. So there's a legacy in place as well that we want to kind of honour and pay some kind of respect to or a nod to. And so we might be kind of bringing in a literal element of some gold or a gold texture. Yeah, kind of, dare I say it, kind of cool, sophisticated, understated, but with, you know, a big side helping of impact at the same time.
We've got the first proof here, which is the first proof from the actual printers that we've used, which has got the correct quality of paper, the correct sort of colours, and like little tweaks to the intros. This is the proper size as well, so it's got a bit bigger from the designer proof. But you know, we've got full-page spreads here, which are just like so amazing to see the size they're going to be, and the colour and the print and everything that they're going to be. Some of the sequencing is more subtle, and some of it's more obvious. The page I've just turned to is this one where, you know, they're leaning in the same direction. So flicking through, you really get a sense of the story that we're trying to tell. But it's not too in your face. I don't think it's too obvious. I think it's quite subtle. I think it's quite up to your own interpretation. We have the second and the final printer's proof here. Just again, a few small tweaks. Something I didn't realise before going into this project is how many times things change. So it's changed a lot from A to B, from doing the pairs on the wall to doing the first sequence to this final sequence. But yeah, so it's really good just to see what it is going to look like for sure. So the next step is just to get the final photo book, to get the actual thing here in front of us and to actually see it properly bound with the proper cover on. I think it's going to be amazing to have the actual product right here.
This is 80, this is the finished book. So this book has been designed to bring to life all of the work that happens here at Wilton Park. So people coming together, people finding ways to agree and disagree but make progress, to working together on shared challenges. And each kind of section of this book has been sequenced to show you what happens in the room, so our conference room, the big sort of sessions and debates and discussions, behind the scenes and then in the margins as well. So all of that human interaction, that intensity and that effort that goes into trying to build the relationships, the networks, develop the ideas that are required to try and make things a bit better for all of us. Because really what all of this is about fundamentally, when we strip it back, is finding ways to try and make the world a bit better. That's what Wilton Park exists to do. It does it through dialogue. It does it on behalf of the UK, but working with international partners. And so this book is a celebration of all of that work, all of our heritage and legacy, but more broadly, that kind of mission and purpose of trying to work together to make things better. So hopefully when people look at this and read it and flick through, they will get a sense of our own rich legacy, but also of that broader mission. And of course the book is designed to stand up on its own merits, photographically, artistically. We think the material is really strong. We think the finish and production of this is really excellent. And we think it really holds water. So we're really, really proud of what we've produced. We think it's fitting for an organisation like Wilton Park. And I think more broadly, there are kind of a couple of things that perhaps through a process like this you come to realise. A lot of communication today is a bit kind of disposable, slightly throwaway. Things change and happen so quickly that we are used to producing stuff to be seen once or twice, to disappear in news feeds, but to produce something kind of durable with real effort, consistent effort, which will live hopefully on shelves and on desks and in people's offices, means that this thing will be around for a few years at least. And that kind of durability, that kind of presence, I think really matters, and it should hopefully be a palate cleanser for the people who get it, to feel something in hand which has been produced by real people with real care. And we hope the people who receive this, the ambassadors, the high commissioners, the representatives, the ministers and the politicians, all have a chance to reflect on the world, the role of Wilton Park, and the role that we can all play in helping to make it a little bit better. So here's to Wilton Park. This is 80, this is our finished book.